So, due to the establishment of Revolutionary Tribunal, we need to prepare an official stamp. I was told to ask you, citizen, because President Devoyer is indisposed. How much did he drink? He was not able to say. Shall we? Okay, it should be... Yeah, let's go with that. Emblem. Justice. And it should be very simple. Not too regal, because otherwise people will be pissed with us. Sure, yeah, that goes. There we are. Thank you for your time. I know it's late. The stamp should be ready tomorrow. Good night. Okay. So, work on tomorrow's trial will piss everyone off. Unlock more question effects in court. Opening night at the theatre will make those two happy, which is probably the people we should be going for. Evening with grandfather. I guess that's the grandfather. Reading together would make them all happy, but him not. Demonstration would make him happy, but them two not, and him not a little bit. Let's theatre. Get these two up. Wow, he is hard to impress. I guess we should have done demonstration to really get him happy, but can't please everyone. Okay. Tragically, we are losing control of the streets. People feel betrayed by the king, and some believe him to be a spy trying to elude justice. Special means are recommended when suppressing unrest. We only need an opinion from the judges to make sure we are working legally. In other words, you need their blessing to shoot at protesters. People can't control their emotions and are hurting other citizens as a result. Look at the windows. Next time they might do something worse than just throw rocks. It pains us to see unrest growing in the streets of Paris. Commander-in-Chief Burrell has informed us that the Guard is no longer able to control the situation through peaceful means. It is recommended that he be allowed to use more immediate methods to protect the innocent civilians, but we would like to know the tribunal's opinion. I approve. Sure, fuck it. I approve. I don't, but, you know. There you go. Oh, oh, there's my stamp. Let's hope it's not too late to stop this madness. That is an interesting euphemism for musket fire. The mob wanted to act as both judge and jury again and hang people from the street lamps. Poor Pochard was almost hanged. Pochard? Claude Pochard? Exactly, the beloved tutor of your Frederick. You had to dismiss him after the incident with the oath of the clergy, did you not? Yes, Frederick tells me from time to time that he misses his teacher. Okay, so if I'd have said no, then maybe they would have like hung that dude, I guess. How are we doing here? Oh, it's about Monsieur Pochard. News travel fast. He's been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him. It can't be true. It's not so simple. Leave before somebody hears us. Papa, please. Go home. Think about the family, for once at least. Papa. This dude may have to be found guilty. Wow! Everyone's unhappy with me. Cool. Oh. Okay. I need to vote with the jury for a start. Okay. Claude Pochard, a 26-year-old vicar and tutor, son of a cobbler, believes in Enlightenment ideals. After refusing to adhere to the civil constitution of the clergy, he is removed from his parish, prohibited from carrying out duties, and sentenced to banishment. Despite this, he stayed in Paris and continued his work as a tutor, which he started before 1789. Pochard was captured in the streets by fortuitous circumstances. A guard officer present during his trial a few months ago recognized him and didn't hesitate to act. Following investigation, Pochard was accused of spying and spreading counter-revolutionary propaganda in order to prepare a foreign intervention that would end the revolution. Correspondence with Archbishop John Arsen de Breteuil was found in a room Pochard has been renting from Marie Guillemette. In it, the clergyman asked for information about the unrest and the supporters of the monarchy in hiding. Riches were also found, a golden chalice and a reliquary. Moreover, the director of one of the orphanages Claude taught in testified that the tutor would question the law of the revolution in front of the students, stating that it was less important than laws handed down by God. Evidence, a letter to Claude Pochard. Okay, let's figure this out. So, church riches, espionage is accusation, spreading propaganda, accusation, tutor is personality, banishment, I don't know about that, spreading propaganda, counter-revolution, letter from the Archbishop is counter-revolution. Oh god, I got 2 wrong there. Evidence. Yeah. Parish priest is personality. Banishment, I don't... Course of events. Church riches can only be evidence. Okay, there we go. Woof, just about got it. So we need him to be guillotined. Death penalty. Oh god. Please introduce yourself. Monsieur le Judge, you know me. State your personal information or there will be consequences. Claude Pochard, Monsieur le Judge. You stand accused of spying for the counter-revolutionaries and criticizing the existing order. Do you admit to these crimes? I am innocent. The accusation is exaggerated and comes from the ill will of the accusers. Suggesting that the revolutionary government is acting in ill will are typical of a priest. Okay. Why did the accused stay in France despite being banished? I had to take care of my sick mother. Without me, she would surely have died. Why did you not take her with you? Good, make the filth squirm. I was in no position to afford that. I'm just a poor parish priest who was unable to even carry out his duties. I have to teach every single day to survive. Is that why you started spying for money? No. What information could I glean that would be useful to émigrer? I don't know what that means. That of the supposed persecution of priests. The main argument that Archbishop de Breteuil and Pius VI are using to convince Catholic monarchs to strike against the revolution. I do not correspond with émigrés, and I certainly do not write about the suffering of our clergymen. I would like to remind you that we have evidence. Away with the liar. What information did the accused manage to convey to Archbishop de Breteuil? None. I have no connection with the Archbishop. Why would he be interested in a parish priest's help? What about your letter? We have it in our files. You received instructions from the Archbishop. Pope's dog, behead the traitor. It is a simple letter, not instructions, and it is not from the Archbishop, but from my parish priest in Compon, Jean Arsène Sereto. Where is he now? I know only that he planned to leave for Switzerland. He may have changed his mind. That is why I never thought to respond to the letter. What a coincidence. Archbishop de Breteuil currently resides in Switzerland. It is indeed a coincidence. Many clergymen reside in Switzerland. Who believes that? Woof. Okay. What stipend does the accused receive as a teacher? 2 francs a week, but most people give me food instead. Bread, butter, sometimes wine. Does it not bother you that poor people have to take food from their children to give it to you? Of course it bothers me, but I too have to eat. He keeps gold under his bed and still takes food from the poor. We demand an explanation. Where does the gold come from? Is it not from your fellow conspirators abroad? Of course not. It belongs to the parish in Compane, which is currently under my care. This gold is not my property. Okay. Summon the witness, Marie Guillemette. Citizen, what is your name? Marie Guillemette, Monsieur le Judge. Was the witness aware that she was renting a room to an unsworn Catholic priest? Did the accused maintain extensive correspondence? Meaning? Did he receive many letters? I don't remember any letters with his name. Perhaps he had a rich social life. Did he entertain many guests? I don't remember anybody visiting him at all. He wasn't there most of the time anyway. He just used the room to sleep. Where would he go? I don't ask my guests things like that. Did he ever criticize the revolution? Did he pay his rent on time? Sometimes I had to threaten to kick him out, but eventually he would always pay. So the accused did not strike you as a person who had a substantial amount of money to operate with or spend freely. No, he lived like a poor man. I mean, a normal fellow would never get rich from teaching. Did the accused celebrate masses despite the ban? There are no churches where I could do that. Then what purpose do the chalice and reliquary possessed by the accused serve? Private religious practice. You are prohibited from administering sacraments. It is not sacrament, merely prayer. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen allows me to pray. You should be familiar with the document. That is beside the point. By promoting superstitions in a progressive country, you are spreading sedition. Why did you continue teaching instead of leaving France? My duty is to help others. If I am unable to help as a priest, I want to at least share some of my knowledge. Your knowledge is Catholic propaganda. I prefer the term Catholic values. Okay, that brought it down a little bit. We could probably get it to prison. But the people fucking hate me right now. Did the defendant confess to the crime? No. Where were the traitors whom the defendant was corresponding Switzerland? How much did the defendant earn? But we don't know. The accused travels extensively around the Paris department. To what end? I teach wherever I can find students. Doing that requires time and effort, I admit. Is that why you receive gold from your fellow conspirators aboard? He travels around France to spy on people. The only money I see comes from my students' caregivers. It is not at all immodest. So where do the riches found in your room come from? They were liturgical accoutrements. I saved them from the plunder of the church in Compan. I would rather go hungry than sell them. Fanatic, thief, peddler of superstition. And yet it still gets... I don't understand this at all. Okay, so... I think it was 3 francs. I should have 2 francs a week. That will really upset the revolutionaries. But that will upset the jury and... Okay, we'll go with death penalty. I don't feel good about this. Oh, I need to... Guillotine, let him out. Monsieur le Judge, your bravery is admirable. Yeah, take him away. Let the guillotine drink his blood. It was 2. Yeah, okay. Reputation up, influence up. That's the effects. It's not looking good. Oh, jeez. Alexis Fidele. Maybe a Fidel? I don't know. Maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. Earn the favour of the crowd by delivering a speech or proceed directly to the execution. Remember, once you start your speech, there's no going back. An awkward or clumsy speech will earn you nothing but ridicule from the audience. Depending on your reputation, the crowd will be more or less aggressive. I'm going to skip the speech. I don't have trust. I've always been loyal. Shut your mouth. We're a bed trader. So the first person I behead is a freaking priest? Ah, tits. Pull the rope. Wait, do I have to pull the rope? Oh, I have to pull the rope. That would be a really good place to end the episode or the video. Just like end. I don't understand.
One fool spewed out one word too many. The other fired a musket. They fought for freedom. Each for their own. That man. Hard to forget. He asked me if I'd seen his wife. He found his son. The freedom we borrowed from the wealthy and the noble. We believed it was worth the price. He was judged by people long devoid of their freedom. The only things they knew were dust and sweat. And anger.
There's no context. That's just like, who was that? What was happening? Who was hung? Who was the traitor? What? There's a chance of prosperity. Why would the Renard family want to take over your shop, Grandpa? For profit and power, it's always the same. There's no different in these times. Today is about equality, so that not only the aristocrats can live with dignity. Grow up, boy. I only saw the truth when they attempted to sentence my son, your uncle, to death. It suddenly dawned on me that the only things that mattered were the power I never had and the connections I never cared for. You wanted to be righteous while the injustice spread like a plague. You should not be sorry for that. I am not, but I would rather your brother lived so that I still had two sons. You have a brother, Daddy? Where is he? He died a long time ago, before you were born. Why did he die? Do not talk so much while eating. Your uncle went to war and died in battle. Your generation will soon realize the extent of the damage we inflicted upon the world. In the past, decent people like Pochard never had to worry about courts or tribunals, but now, do you ever consider the possibility that Pochard was guilty? No, not Master Pochard. He was no guiltier than any of us. Son, keep an eye on the Renards. So, yeah, he's unhappy. Wait, why is he unhappy? You signed off on the use of deadly force. Your family is not all that keen on talking to you tonight. Okay, so everyone gets more unhappy. Wow. Okay. Liberté. Wow. Reputation is -4. The revolutionaries hate me. Common folk is like, eh. The common folk and... But I need to... What's the... Treason, corruption. Matthew Burrell, former causing the death of 34 people who took part in a demonstration against monarchic authority. Oh god. Alright, let's call this here. Let's just have a look at the yeah, there's traps. Injured soldier, order to load muskets, freedom of speech. Alright. It's interesting. David, Elliot, Roland, Burrell. I think the problem, one of the problems I have with this is there's no like, oh, this is what it is. Like, was the priest guilty? Who knows? So you make these decisions, and then it's like, yeah, there you go, he's dead. You're like, but it could have been either. It could have been he could have been guilty or innocent. So you don't really feel like you're doing much to a certain extent, like where it's like, oh, it sounds like the guy was innocent because it sounds like he could have been set up, but there's not enough evidence exactly to say that he was guilty. But and then at the same time, when you're talking to them, you can choose whether to ask questions to swing it towards death or acquittal, or and there doesn't seem to be any like right choice. It's more like, who do I want to appease and where can I swing the jury to? Which I guess could be interesting. It's just not what I was expecting. A game that was going to be like it was going to be like, oh hey, this is what the truth is. Are you going to side with certain people and ignore the truth? That seems a lot more interesting to me. Like, playing these kind of, like, weird power games by, like, trying to swing the jury and stuff just doesn't seem as interesting to me. Added on to that, like, I guess there was a riot and people died because I signed up on the force thing, on the use of force, and now this guy is here because of it, but I don't know. It's an interesting idea, but it's not exactly something that strikes me as like, oh yes, I want to like, you know, dig deep into this. I kind of want to find out what happens and everything, but the problem is like, I don't know who's who. I'm not 100. They haven't actually fleshed out any of the characters. It's like, this is your son. You love him. He's upset because this is your other son. He's a revolutionary. He's upset when you don't do revolutionary things. It's all very one-dimensional, and like there's never like, oh, this is a decent choice. It's always like, this choice will piss off this one, but not this one. And I don't know. It's something that I think I'd be willing to do like a live stream on. I don't think I'd play it for myself. You know, I don't think I'd sit down and be like, oh, let's play through this game. And you know what? Let's just very quickly check. We the Revolution. Is this, in fact, made by the same people who made... Because, like everything about it feels so similar to... let's have a look here. Doesn't actually seem to be made by the same people who made We the Police, or whatever it's called. Give me a second, let me just double check on this. It's not We the Police, it's this. This is the police. There we go. So let's just check on this. Okay, this was made by... No, it's not. It's so similar. It's developed by someone different and published by someone different, actually. Okay, well there you go. It feels like it's made by the same people, weirdly enough, but apparently it's not. So yeah, We the Revolution. Yeah.